So students, this is going to be a review of solids, liquids, and gases. And what I would recommend is that you find the slide in your packet, slide 2, from solids, liquids, and gases, and you record this information in that section so that you can use it like a cheat sheet the next time you take one of the progress checks. So the first step would be to make 3 columns. And remember, you can pause this video whenever you need to so that you can catch up. And we're going to title the columns solids, liquid, and gas. I'm going to go ahead and insert some containers onto our slides so that we can draw how the solid, liquid, and gas particles would look. So go ahead and pause the video if you need to catch up. Okay, so in the first container, we're going to draw some particles of a solid. What you notice about solid particles is that they usually stay pretty close together. They're often organized in rows or columns or whatever shape they naturally form when the particles are bonded together. They only have a little movement. They just tend to vibrate in place. So that's how they maintain their shape. And the reason why they don't take the shape of their container or fill their container is because they just don't move very much. The next container is going to have the same substance if it was heated to make it a liquid. So if we heated this solid, then what would start to happen is that those particles, instead of standing up in a fixed shape, would all settle at the bottom of the container. So this time I'm going to draw all the particles towards the bottom of the container. They're still fairly close together, but now they can move over each other and around each other. They can spread out to fill the bottom of the container, but notice that they don't expand to fill the top of the container. If we heat this liquid, then we're going to have gas particles. So what will happen as the particles are heated is that some of them will start to move up because these particles have the most motion of the 3 states. And they will start bouncing around this container. If the container does not have a lid, then some of those particles will go flying out of the container and start to fill the room that they are in. So to summarize, solid particles don't move very much. They just vibrate, and that helps to give solids a fixed shape. We can't even notice, actually, that they're moving at all with just our eyes. But they are moving just very slightly, and they move more as we heat them up. If we heat them enough, they move and start to spread out, flow, and fill the bottom of the container. So we say liquids can take the shape of their container, meaning if they're in a bowl, they'll have the shape of a bowl. If they're in a cup, they'll have the shape of a cup. And also the particles flow around each other, but they're still fairly close together, which describes their density. Solids are the closest together. Liquids are the next closest. And then finally, the gas particles spread out to fill the space. So that means that they're going to be the furthest away from each other, and they have the most movement. If we wanted to add some arrows to show the movement, the solids would just have very short, small arrows. The liquids would have medium length arrows to show a little movement. And the gases would have the longest arrows to show the most movement. Good luck on your progress check.